What it do, booty do? It's me, Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Blueface and Chrisean, Crazy in Love, Season 2, Episode 2. So we pick up exactly where we left off last week with Chrisean in the hot tub with her older sister Tessa holding her in her arms as Chrisean wails like a baby. I mean, a literal child. And she's crying, sobbing uncontrollably, saying, I don't want to be rock no more. My name is Chrisean. I don't want to be famous no more. I don't want to have a baby no more. And this young lady is just crying out for help. Like, you hear every ounce of pain in each wail that comes out of her mouth. And it is just, woo, wow. It takes me back to when you're that young and you feel everything. You haven't become really hardened by life yet. And I remember when I was that young, that would have been me crying like that over a boy. Because that's literally what Blueface is, a boy. And you just think your life is over. And it's just so much. Like, feelings and emotions and hurt and pain just overtakes you at that age. And I just felt so bad for her. Because, you know, a lot of people get on her and say she's stupid and she dumb. And yeah, she is. But she's young. The little girl ain't even 25 years old yet. She's just getting into her womanhood. She didn't come from the best home. You know what I'm saying? She practically almost had to raise herself. You know, she came from an abusive household. Like, so I look at her and I give her grace considering everything that she's gone through in her life. And she's going to mess up and she's going to make mistakes. We just didn't have ours filmed. You know what I'm saying? We're just not on a reality show. So, Tessa begins to pray over her, and I love Tessa. I love her. You can tell she genuinely cares about her younger sister and is like the mother figure for Chrisean, and you can tell Chrisean actually respects her. The other sister, what's her name? Tashika. She don't mess with her like that. Like, nah, they like vinegar and oil. I think them the two that don't mix. I don't remember. But yeah, they don't really rock with each other like that. So, Chrisean, mama arrives without her teeth. And Chrisean was like, Mama, where are your teeth? She was like, I don't know, I lost them. She was like, well, this is where I get it from. Mama ain't got no teeth, daughter ain't got no teeth, child. So Chrisean then tells her mom that she wants to unalive the baby. And she says to her mom, I don't like who I've become. And I was like, ooh. Her being sober has really waked her up. This is what we have been wanting for this young lady, is to get sober and to open her eyes to what is going on around her, because you can tell that really wasn't her. You know what I'm saying? Especially with how we saw how she came up being athletic and, you know, pretty young lady. Like, you can tell she got caught up in that fast life when she moved in with him and started doing that show and all of that type of stuff. And I think that she became the version of herself that he wanted her to be, this ghetto girl fighting, drinking, and all that type of stuff, so he could pimp her out and have mind control over her, because that's exactly what he was doing. So her mama said, God told me that baby gonna change you. And with the way things are going, it seems like it is. I pray that it continues that way. And in a positive way, it's changing her. So Chrisean says, but if he don't want to have the baby, then why the F am I having it? And her mama says, but he's not God. And if you're making him your God, I feel sorry for that. God gives life. And to be honest with you, Chrisean was like, she wasn't making him her God, but you were. You idolized that young man. You idolized him. The way she looks up at that boy, she literally has him up on a pedestal where she will do anything for that boy. She will do any and everything for him. Any and everything for him. Anything for him. Anything, honey. Chrisean was like, you know, when her mama said God gives lives, she said, and I've gotten rid of lies. lives. And her mama says, I know. And do you think you're going to get away with that, my child? Do you? You reap what you sow, the good and the bad. And I said, wait a minute. Mama might not got no teethus. Okay. Mama might be talking right there. Mama might have weave back here and her hair up here. Mama might be a drug addict. But mama know what she's talking about because she done lived a life, honey. And what she's telling her is right. But Chrisean lacks respect for her mother because of everything her mama has gone through and put her through. So she's not really listening to that. You know what I'm saying? I think if it came from maybe Tessa, she would be a little bit more open into listening to it. Because what the mama was saying was truly a word, truly a word, because I myself have unalived a child when I was younger, when I was 16, and then 7 months later got pregnant with Kyrese. And I never was a child that grew up in church, went to church every Sunday, but I believed in God and I believed in the Lord. And I knew that what I was doing was a sin. And it weighed on me heavily before I made the firm decision to do so. And I repented. We'll still repent for it to this day, because there was a child. You know what I'm saying? That was a child. And I did mine. I was like 4 months. I was starting to show. I was starting to get the bump at the bottom. So I was in Chrisean's shoes, and I was a young girl and I just couldn't do it. I just could not do it. So I understand like what the mama was saying, you reap what you sow, honey. And baby, did I reaped it, honey. So the mama was like, I stop smoking if you keep the baby. It was like, she gonna say if she'll stop smoking if she keep the baby. Like, you need to stop smoking anyway, mama. Wait a minute. So her mother says that she's the only child that doesn't listen to her, and that when she tries to give her a message, she hangs up on her. And Chrisean says that everybody just wants money when they call, and that's why she don't be wanting to talk to people. And baby, I wanted to high five her through the phone because I have become the go-to money person in my family. You know what I'm saying? And it does become annoying because can you call me just to say hi? See how my day's going? Do you need anything? You know what I'm saying? Woo! So I understood that. So she also says that most of her money goes to her mom and her brother Petey, and that's why sometimes she doesn't answer. And Chrisean says, you don't have to, disrespect me or Blue in this conversation, because the mama was going in on Blue. And I'm like, girl, stop sticking up for that boy. Stop. I'll be glad when she gets that attachment of sticking up for him still. And even here recently, like within this past week, I was going to do a video on what was going on between them this week on social media, but I was having internet issues and family issues, so I couldn't get the video up. But she was saying how she don't want to be with him no more, this, that, and the third, but how he still want to be with her and he still love her and she know he want to be with her and this, that, and the third, and how they're just trying to be friends and he's her friend. And I'm like, girl, that boy ain't your friend. If that's a friend, baby, I don't even know what an enemy look like then. And she's still trying to hold on to some piece of him. And it's not going to fully connect until she lets go of all of that. I'm happy of where she's come, though, thus far, because she's slowly but surely getting it and seeing what's going on. So the mama was like, whoever is giving you the pain, it has to stop. You know what Blueface said about you, and I like this. He was on one of them talk shows, and he said what Chrisean did in 1 year, it take women 20 years to do. Now, he might not have said it to you, but he said it to the world. He know what he got, but you don't know you got the one. That's the sad part. Baby, I wanted to get up out my bed and start shouting, honey, and praising God and saying hallelujah, because she doesn't realize how special she is. She says it, but I don't think that Chrisean really truly gets the anointing that God has over this young lady and where her life can truly go if she just fully surrenders to God and stop worrying about earthly things and Blueface and these dudes and this, just worry about her and her baby, because like her mama said, she is the one and he knows that. She was right about that. He know what he got. He know what he got. That's why he keep coming back. It ain't just because of love. It's because he's attaching himself to her because she's the blessing at this point. When we talk about Blueface, what are we talking about Blueface for? It's always something attached to whom? Her. It ain't about his music. It ain't about his boxing. What else does he have going on outside of arguing on social media with her, talking bad about her, filming a reality show with her, doing shows with her? Like everything ties back to her. He was getting money through her. He was taking her money from her. Like everything goes back to her. Like all the way leave him alone and let's see where his career goes. Let's see where it goes. Nowhere. And honestly, he could have been way bigger than what he is now. He's hood famous. Everybody in the world knows who he is. But if he would have really applied himself, he could have went on to model. He could have had sponsorships, brand deals, all types of things if he would have played his cards right. But he's so worried about being a schoolyard crip. And how is you what is a schoolyard crip? What y'all do? Play hopscotch and tic-tac-toe? Like, make it make sense. Y'all swinging on the swings and riding down, like what? Y'all meet up in the schoolyard after dark? What's going on? I don't know. I would never want to call myself a schoolyard crip. Like, what? Huh? Ain't the kids at the school? Like, girl, okay, whatever. So Tashika says that Chrisean isn't being herself because she not jumping all over her playing. And her sister's obviously drunk. And so Chrisean, is going through stuff. She ain't in the mood. And she was like, I'm not a kid anymore. And Tashika was like, you was just at my house in February jumping all around. And she was like, no, I wasn't. I was on the couch, asleep, depressed. So Chrisean was like, why are you being aggressive? Because the sister started getting loud and stuff. So Tessa stands in between them to separate them as Tashika get the drunk crying about being there for everybody, but nobody's there for her except for Tessa. And Chrisean was like, this is why. Now, at this point, security has escorted Tashika out, and it's just Tessa, their mom, and Chrisean. And Chrisean was like, this is why Arissa, their other sister, I'm assuming, didn't want to fly out. It would have just been me, you, and mommy, and not Tashika and her 7 or 8 people that pop out. And the mama sitting up there cracking up because they know it's the truth. So Chrisean feels like she's going to end up looking like a punk. She said the B word, because she not checking her sister and going heads up with her. Because, last season they end up having that altercation and all that. But I'm like, girl, it ain't even about that. Ain't nobody thinking that you acting like a punk because you're not trying to have conflict with your family. You know what I'm saying? And you pregnant at the end of the day. Like, that's crazy. So Tashika comes back in the house and apologizes to Chrisean, but she's steady, like yelling and screaming and crying. And she like touches her, grabs her, and Chrisean pushes her and was like, don't put your hands on me. And so Tashika goes to swing on Chrisean, but Tessa is in the middle. And so the punch ended up landing in the side of Tessa's head. So Tessa was like, get her out of here. Get her out of here. So she outside ranting and raving about how she unalive Blue behind Chrisean. But inside the house, Chrisean is questioning, like, how can you say, he the one hurting me when you do the same thing? And the sister is very toxic. She's very toxic because she don't know how to control her liquor. You know what I'm saying? She's mad annoying. She has a very frenetic energy, and her and Chrisean can't be in the same place because she's the same way, pacing and wondering and thinking and worrying. That's why her and Tessa vibe with each other, because she's calm. You know what I'm saying? She's peaceful. They can't coincide like that. Her husband trying to calm her down and everything, and it just ain't getting through, child. So the following day, Chrisean and Blue go to the doctor, And she tells him what happened between her and Tashika and how she slapped her and that she's going to unalive the baby. And he was like, well, how you going to tell them and not tell me? And she was like, I don't want to talk about it. And she starts crying. And he like smirking and laughing, thinking that it's funny. And he asks, are they going to do the unaliving or DNA test first? I don't understand how she ain't sock him in his face. Lord Jesus. She was like, we're going to do the DNA test first. Like, really doesn't even matter if that's what I'm going to do. Like, you just want, like, make it make sense, doofus. So, she's crying and if he is taking it seriously, if he does feel something, he has a really great poker face. So they find out that the DNA test results, it will take a few weeks to come back. But she's already, as she finds out, when she does her ultrasound, which her mom and Tessa come for, that she is 5 months. So at this point, yeah, you can still unalive the baby, but that's like, I mean, it's at the end of the day, but like, that's like pushing it, that's morbid. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. So Blue still questioning things and says that her friend is a liar because she be with her when she be doing her dirt, because she's still accusing her of cheating and messing with other dudes. So the doctor tells them that her due date is September 19th, which means that she got pregnant right after Christmas. He's still trying to calculate and see where she was during that time and this, that, and the third. I'm like, what? Like, even if that is honestly how he feels, it's a better way of going about it. Because you cheat and you do whatever you want to do, but then when she do it, it's an atomic bomb. Like, boy, get your life. So he talked to her sister about it, and he was like, my integrity is higher than hers. How, Sway? How? How? Who are you? So he says that she constantly lies, and he takes her back every time she go off with another dude because he loves her. Boy, you don't love her that much. You love what she brings to the table, that money. And like she said on social media today, he got mad and left her alone for good here recently when she separated her money from him. So if she can't provide for him, he don't want to have nothing to do with her. That's why he over there trying to make Stewie, his baby mama, the new her, but it ain't working. Her knock-kneed, funny-looking self. And that goes to show you right then and there what it was always about. He probably, I can't even say he had love for you, because if that's having love for somebody, I don't ever want it. But it was all about money and what you could do for him. So, her mama tries to talk to Chrisean about the size of the baby, because she's like, she don't want her to unalive it because it's very dangerous and she could potentially end up harming herself in the process. And Chrisean was like, I know the baby big as ill, I get it. And the mama want to talk to Blueface about it, and she actually tries to pull him aside and talk to him about it because she wants to make him aware of how dangerous it can be. But Chrisean gets upset and tries to pull her mama away, and the mama was like, he needs to know, you're not gonna stop me from talking to him. And that's when the episode goes off. Woo, child. This show takes me through a bevy of emotions. I hate to say that it was a good episode. I feel dirty every week saying that, but it's honestly good content and eye-opening content, no matter how toxic it is, because there's so many young girls, no matter what color you are, ethnicity, or race, that are going through what she's going through. And hopefully they will see themselves and decide to change. So even though it is a lot of negativity that comes out of this show, on the back end of it, I think that it'll help a lot of women, even not young girls, but older women that's dealing with Blueface's child. You will be amazed and shocked. Okay? So overall, I'm going to give the episode an A. Y'all let me know down below in the comment section what y'all thought about it. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like, and subscribe. I got to figure out where to look because my camera is up here. But if I look up here, I'm looking out there. So I think it's like right here where I need to be looking. I'm gonna have to watch this back to see where my eyes should be. I think it's like right here. But anywho, y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode down below. Let's talk about it. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.